Please welcome the star of Gutenberg, the musical, Andrew Rannells.
Sort of coordinate.
I know. We got our blues on today.
I just learned so much in that opening.
Oh, you did?
First of all, I can't believe you ate that.
Oh, that don't eat that. That was
Why?
disgusting.
That was very brave.
It was absolutely disgusting, Andrew.
That did not look great. But you did it. That really shows commitment to all of us.
Yeah.
That you were willing to do that. And I'm still recovering from Carol Alt. I know there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, would you subscribe to Carol Alt's OnlyFans?
I mean, maybe not me specifically, but I think a lot of people will.
I think a lot of people will. Yeah. I'm a big fan of hers. So.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can learn some modeling poses.
Who knows? I would probably learn more from your friend, though.
Linnell?
Probably Linnell would teach me more,
I think she would, too.
Probably...
They just told me that you did your first national TV appearance.
Oh,
It happened right on the stage or downstairs, but like it didn't go well when you were here.
Well, it didn't. I mean,
what happened?
It wasn't ideal. Okay, so I was in high school.
Okay.
I was had just graduated from high school, and my friend, who also happened to be my prom date for 2 years, was booked as a guest on the Ricki Lake show.
Oh, really?
Who remembers the Ricki Lake?
Yes,
show?
we remember.
Yes. Go, Ricki. Well, that was in this very studio.
Oh, the studio, right.
And I was supposed to be her companion.
Okay.
Like, you know, you get to bring a friend.
Right.
But then when we got to New York, she sprung it on me that part of the reason she got the trip was she's gonna tell me that she had a secret crush on me.
Oh, really?
Now, I have been gay since birth. and she knew this. She's my oldest friend, and she just, like, wrote me into this story that was not true.
Okay.
And so I, was brought to the Ricki Lake show, and I was a guest on
You
the
were a
Ricki
guest
Lake
on the
show.
So did you pull it off?
No. No, because like I was, you know, again, 18, I thought I was really cool. I thought we could pull it off. And it looked, then watching it on television, it's terrible.
Oh, really?
It's like when they do a talk show on a TV show.
Yeah.
Do you know, like badly?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you're like, that's not what that really looks like. That's what it looked like.
So did Ricki Lake know that you were not, she didn't know?
Well, no, she did not talk to me. I mean, it gets bad. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, yeah.
So we finished the segment, much like this, you know, and then there's the commercial break.
Okay.
And we were surrounded by producers, and they said, we know you're lying.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to sue you for the cost of the show.
Oh, my gosh, Andrew.
And I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And that is when we did our best acting. And then I was stellar. When the cameras were off, I was great.
Yeah.
But we did, you know, tell them, we were like, look, this whole situation was very odd. Like, I haven't come out to my family yet. She clearly was making up like, she doesn't have a crush on me. Like, the whole thing is very strange. And so they sort of backed off. And then the craziest part was, many months later, after the show, after our episode had aired, they invited us back to play the dating game.
Oh, my gosh.
Because, like, they got letters, and, like, some guys wanted to meet me, and some guys wanted to meet her. And so they invited us back, so I was like, well, I guess they weren't that mad. But then many years later, I was in Hairspray on Broadway,
Ricki Lake was in
the
Hairspray.
film.
Yeah.
And I met her, and I've met her since
Ricki.
then. And I've met her at the Book of Mormon. I've never had the courage to say.
You never told her?
I was a guest once on your show. I couldn't do it.
Well, you know, Ricki Lake has...
She's not here.
No, she's not here.
Okay.
We're not going to do that to you. But Ricki Lake is coming. We had a really good time.
She's very nice.
She's, like, amazing.
Yes.
Would you like to, like, look into a camera and say...
Oh, God, Sherri, no.
You don't want to say anything?
No, hold my hand.
Okay, I'll hold your hand. Because we love you, Ricki Lake, so much.
Ricki Lake, I love you very much, and I'm sorry that happened, and I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't have any recollection of that. Because I know you saw a lot of people, you did a lot of shows, but I'm glad that I got to meet you on more legitimate terms later, but I do apologize for wasting your time.
You did not waste Ricki Lake's time.
Well,
She would not look at it like that at all.
Oh, no.
You would not. Let me tell you something. The one thing you are not is a time waster. Because when I came to see Gutenberg, first of all, it was so funny and so poignant when I watched you and Josh Gad. Tell everybody about the show.
Well, it's a very silly show. It's about two guys who have written a musical. They're sort of new musical theater fans, and they've written a musical.
Yeah.
They come up with this idea to write a musical about Johann Gutenberg, the inventor of the printing press. And they're doing a presentation of this show that they've written with the hopes that they will get an actual Broadway production of it.
Yes.
And you were very kind to come.
I got to play Broadway producer.
You were a Broadway producer. You made our dreams come true at the end of the Oh, there it is! There it is!
Oh my gosh!
Yes!
So let me tell the audience. So Gutenberg, they do celebrity cameos where people come up, celebrities come up, and they play Broadway producer. First of all, I didn't know I didn't have a bra on. I didn't know it was that much.
You didn't know?
No, I knew I didn't have a bra on, but I didn't know it was that much coming open.
It looks great.
Well, thank you so much. Y'all was so wonderful to me. Did I do okay?
Oh my God, you were amazing.
Well,
amazing.
It was fun doing celebrity.
We're so excited that you came. So
well, this is what's so great because you're sitting in the audience and you don't know who's going to be Broadway producer. You have had Lin-Manuel Miranda, you've had Billy Crystal, Tiffany Haddish, Steve Martin,
and
Martin Short. And so they were telling me when I left the theater yesterday, they said Patti LuPone is coming. She's gonna do it.
Patti LuPone came.
She came.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was. I mean, very exciting. I sort of have forced a friendship with her. You know how you do that?
Yes, I've done that with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes. So I, grew up very much admiring her, and then when I got the opportunity to sort of, meet her and then I really did force a friendship. And I was
did you? But
I got the phone number. I started
Yeah, that's me and Whoopi.
Yeah, and I just bothering her at all times.
I bother Whoopi too all the time. Whoopi came to see me do stand up and I started crying.
Sure.
And then I would just text Whoopi and I'll just call and she'll go hello and I'm like, hey.
Just to sort of see if you can do it.
I just want to see if I can do it.
Yes.
I just want to hear her voice.
That's very similar.
That's how you are with Patti LuPone?
With Patti LuPone. So, but she was also our Broadway producer. And it was really, very generous, much like you. Really enjoyed the show and was so kind about it afterwards.
Well, usually when the cameo, once we get off the stage, we leave to go downstairs.
Yes.
Patti LuPone, watched you guys.
She said she wanted to stay, yeah.
She just kept watching.
She stayed.
How was
that? She stayed and watched. Well, it's terrifying. I'm sure Whoopi watching you do stand-up must have been a sort of a similar...
Yeah, I did Cinderella on Broadway, and I could see Whoopi's, her locks, in the stage. She just said, and I couldn't remember my lines.
Yes,
it's so very... sitting there.
I had to take a moment at the beginning of the show just to be you're fine. You've done this many times.
Oh, my gosh.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You're going to be fine.
Oh, my God.
You're going to be fine. But we've been very... very lucky that we've had some really fun people come.
Because it's a fun show. People were laughing all during the play. Your music was amazing. The choreography. It's a lot of detail to make it so funny.
It's a lot of strange detail. So the sort of the running theme of this is that there's a lot of different characters that we play in the show, and these two guys thought it would be a brilliant idea to put the characters' names on hats.
Yes.
So we wear all of the different characters on, and then we take off the hats, and sometimes we're wearing multiple hats at the same time, and we're just, it was a lot to sort of figure out when we were rehearsing
it was completely, I got it, and it was so funny.
You.
I love, because you come on, no matter what you do, you bring laughter and you bring joy. And this is why I'm excited about your new book.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle of the Year.
Uncle of the Year.
And Other Debatable Triumphs. So you got to tell us about this book.
Well, yes, I have 10 nieces and nephews, and so I think if you ask, I'm probably not Uncle of the Year. I think the odds, it's probably 70-30, depending on the day. So Other Debatable Triumphs is a big part of that title.
So anything that, because I know I have a lot of stuff that happens with my nieces and nephews. Anything happen with any of your nieces and nephews where you?
Well, I kind of thought being I'm the only one my family's I'm from Nebraska. They all live in Nebraska. So I'm the only one from out of town. I thought I'm going to be the fun uncle who lives in New York, who's on Broadway. That'll be good. And I think he must have been around 5. My nephew, Nathan, came to visit. And, New York is a walking town.
Exactly.
And kids don't like to walk.
They don't.
And especially when it's cold out so he was not having it. And my brother and sister-in-law, I don't know what happened to them. They
always leave.
They were just left me with this kid. And he laid down in the middle of a crosswalk.
He did.
And he was like, I don't want to walk anymore. And I was like, now's not the time. And I'm not proud of this. I said, I can't say the real thing, but I said, Nathan, don't be an a-hole. Get up.
And what did he do?
And he stood up and he got out of the crosswalk. And then we walked for a little while. And
That's a good uncle.
Ooh, rats. And then he got up to my brother and he was like, Uncle Andy just called me an a-hole. But now that kid is 20.
He's 20 years old.
And I asked him about it recently and he was like, no, I remember that being funny. I was like, so you're not in therapy now or anything? Like, are you okay?
See, that's
and he said he was fine. So maybe I'm not doing so bad.
No, you're not doing bad at all. You got and you got 9 other ones to try so far. You know?
Exactly. There's a lot of other things.
Andrew,
Oh
I'm so glad you came.
I'm so
you
happy
have
to be
come
here.
back.
I would love to come
because you are
back.
so local. Like, Uncle of the Year is out now, and you got to go see Gutenberg the musical at the James Earl Jones Theater. It's now through January 28th.
We're gonna have a good time.